Yeah. So hey, the fourth stream starting right now. Um, we're gonna go through a lot of Act Two, but I don't think we'll be able to complete it because I don't know what the hell is going on at the end. It's like a lot of work going on. Anyway, um, yeah. Again, I'm Lee of Modern Lovers Beer right here. Hopefully, I don't spill it on the keyboard again. Um, so where we left off last time was in chapter two of NORCO. Let's see, I'm taking a look at my notes. We're looking for our brother still. Blake is not at the Floodgate Tavern, but he's ruffled some feathers over there. We beat the shit out of some robots at the Shield entrance. We went back to the to our house, I think. Did we do that? Am I looking into the right thing? Um, so yeah, we talked to Duck, and I talked about a mausoleum. We talked about the explosion that happened in 1988. And we are just in Catherine's world again. So welcome, welcome, and hope that I can bring you guys a good time. Let's start Norco. All right, so slot one. There's our boy, the Super Duck node. Um, let's talk to Dallas for a sec. There are a lot of nodes in the network. This one's the biggest. And I'm a little lost. What's up? I don't know what the hell's going on. Who is John? The thing in the warehouse mentioned a John. I gotta get into these voices again, so I'm really sorry. I have to let y'all know the voice I've been trying to do for Catherine is based off of some mom, one of my friend's moms, who grew up in Bayou Gauche and kind of the deep in the Bayou area, uh, DTB as they call it down the Bayou. So she's got a pretty heavy Cajun accent, even though that's not necessarily who Catherine is. So I got to get into that. I was gonna try to base Dallas off of my neighbor Cowboy, who's a an old Creole dude that everybody loves, and he does all the yard work in the neighborhood. Always sitting on his front porch drinking a Budweiser. So I just ate a hamburger and some French fries, the true American meal, and my mind is full of hamburgers and French fries. So I got to get into the Norco mode. But yeah, so where we left off, we had just returned to Catherine's game or Catherine's path, and we're in Metairie right now, and we just talked to this really fucked up um, node of Super Duck, which is, well, let's take a look at it after we talk to Dallas, who right now, let's do it. Kennejohn. You don't know Kennejohn? Never heard of him. Happy for you. He makes videos. They get shared all over the internet. I watch a couple. Religious stuff. You religious? I turned away for a while, but the cancer brought me back. No doubt. John's a divisive figure among the faithful, not the most orthodox preacher. Where do we find this town? Thing Super's looking for? Promenade Model in Kenner. That's what Super said, anyhow. Thanks. Um, how do you get involved with Super Duck? This all used to happen on Craigslist. Posts started showing up, the strangest things. I was busting tables up there. Couldn't swing rent, had a kid to feed. Started responding to the listings. First one I ever did was steal a hard drive. Broke into a man's house in Norco, stole it right out of his office, brought it to another house. The people there were just like me. Just like you, how? Didn't know shit. They were there because of a post, just like I was. The house wasn't theirs. Nobody knew whose house it was. They plugged the head drive into a wall. They gave me some cash. I left. All right. So let's take another look at the Super Duck node. It's a little bit of body horror, environmental body horror for y'all. Um, and he wants us to go find a shiny stone. Everybody wants this shiny stone that Catherine had found in the swamps, and this fucked up bird guy is no exception. All right, so um, yeah, let's head out. We gotta gotta talk and figure out what's going on here. Can you please explain to me what? So wait, sorry, go. You go. What was that? What was what? There's a bird with the teeth the size of my head living inside that warehouse. Yeah, that's normal to you? No, but I mean, I've seen some stuff in my life. Me too, but what's this stone? He said it loves you. What was that all about? I don't know. I saw a drone or something in the lake. Why does he keep calling it a stone? Stone, drone? I have no idea. I was a little distracted. Well, I need you to start paying attention or neither one of us is getting paid tonight. I got the gist. Some internet weirdos are living in the mall and they got the stone. That's right. Kenna John and his gang. They're keeping the stone at the old Promenade Mall at Kenna. We need to find a way inside. Get the stone. Bring it back here. You got that? Go to the abandoned mall. Steal the magical stone. Bring it to the giant warehouse bird. Couldn't be more clear. All right. So, um, quickly about this. There's one mall in Kenner. Kenner, we have established in previous streams, is a little bit far-reaching suburb um, from New Orleans itself. Gonna make the sound go down a little bit in here. It was kind of like the closest big-ish town to Luling from where I grew up. You could either go uh, eastbound on I-10 and wind up in Kenner, or go westbound and wind up. Laplace is kind of large, but the next like biggest big kind of area was probably Kenner had a mall that I went to a lot when I was a kid. It was a two-story mall, had a Suncoast and um, what was it? It was called it was Electronics Boutique and became EB Games and then GameStop. It might still be there as such. There was an arcade, a food court, regular things. Recently, I think I had talked about this on a previous stream, introducing the Esplanade Mall. Within the past couple of years, there was a wrestling match there, and there's a couple of videos of like some dude climbing onto the second floor of the mall and jumping off to the ring. Um, I really love these kind of like repurpose, reuse things of like mostly abandoned facilities. Um, that was pretty cool. I probably also mentioned that it was the mall that they used in Jay and Silent Bob reboot or whatever that was that came out a couple years ago. A lot of that movie was shot in the New Orleans area, and yeah, I'm remembering I did talk about this now. But um, the mall was Esplanade Mall. There's another mall that was on the East Bank called Belle Promenade, but Esplanade, Esplanade, Promenade, those are two French-ish terms. So I could imagine them being interchanged. So yeah, let's call our rideshare service and go to Kenner. So close by. Metairie bleeds into Kenner at some point if you're driving along what's called Veterans Memorial Boulevard. It's like the big main thoroughfare through Jefferson Parish. Tons of suburban life all along there. There's definitely a B-dubs of Buffalo Wild Wings, at least one Chick-fil-A. I think there's two. Um, and it'll get you out to go from Lakeside Mall to Esplanade Mall. So we got my boy in the chat saying that he went to an amateur wrestling match called Brawl at the mall and saw a guy get slammed hard enough. Well, that's a little bit nasty. And I hope to go to a cool amateur wrestling event. Anyway, this is a lot of what Esplanade Mall looks like. It's kind of like a cross section of it, but we're hanging out in a parking lot. I love the carousel in the back, or excuse me, the Ferris wheel in the background. Um, but a couple of options of things to look at over here. We're gonna go check out the drainage canal first. There's not really much to see, but the drainage canal forms a moat around the parking lot, dividing it from its commercial neighbors. Again, not really like crucial to know, but there's just like a shitload of drainage canals within the greater New Orleans area. The Veterans Boulevard that I talked about earlier is divided. The traffic going in opposite directions is divided in the middle by a huge ass drainage canal. Um, and Esplanade Mall kind of has that. It's got a drainage canal that separates one part of it from some more residential areas closer to what's called Williams Boulevard, which we'll read about once we go to the drainage canal and look at Williams and Kenner. The fence adjoins the backside of two strip malls. The crevice between them reveals a smear of light towards Williams Boulevard. Beyond the fence is drive-through chicken, car audio, mattress direct to you, water towers, and power lines and crumbling concrete and traffic signs. A board of landscaping attempts, unkempt shrubs, solar-fed Christmas lights, weathered and forgotten. So um, I'm sure that this feels like, and it actually is pretty representative of suburbia all across the United States. There's not too much distinct in here except maybe like the specific drive-through chicken places that we have. There's at least one Popeyes that comes to mind, and a Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, which is a Baton Rouge-based franchise that exists all over the place now. Um, but what did I have that I'd wanted to say about this? So the canal, um, actual like veteran or the actual Williams Boulevard will take you from the river to the lake, much like the Canal Boulevard in New Orleans, but this is Kenner's variation on it. On one end of Williams is what's called Rivertown, and there's a bunch of kind of like historical buildings and museums of local culture. I haven't actually been there in a while, but it's pretty cool. It's got one of the I feel like one of the planetariums is located in that area. There's like a theater for kids. There's a Louisiana Wildlife Museum, and then there's like a Saints Houdat Museum and a Mardi Gras Museum. No idea if any of those still exists, but I do remember it being kind of like a representative thing of culture on one end of Williams, and then on the other end is the Treasure Chest Casino, which has um, yeah, it's a riverboat casino, so it's permanently docked on Lake Pontchartrain. And yeah, I remember going there and smoking cigarettes and playing slot machines. But the big thing um, that I have over there is old people go there and dance, dance their asses off. One of my friends actually wrote an article about it, and I'll see if I can find it and include it in chat later. But it's pretty funny. Before he died, my maternal grandfather was dating a woman that just loved going out, going dancing at the casino, and there's a photo of him just like making out with her at the casino on the dance floor. It's pretty eye-opening to see, but like God bless him, finding horniness or love or whatever after the death of his wife. But I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do what was called like the Crew of Ticks. WTIX is a local oldie station. They would go to the casino and it would just be like a dance party where they play old songs. And I went to it once with a couple of friends for my friend Kathleen's birthday, and it was just like cool, like just hearing oldies and watching people just be really free and dance. Anyway, I talked way too much about the two poles of Williams and Kenner, but between those is basically what we see right here. Is just like a sprawl of suburbia. Um, in in actuality, there are like really good international restaurants. There's a fairly substantial Latin American and South American population that lives and thrives in the Kenner area. And again, I haven't really been out to Kenner way too much. My friend Kathleen, I talked about it earlier, is from Kenner, and she's a great guide for that. So hopefully, sometime in the future, I'll be able to be a much stronger authority of Kenner in 2022. But for now, and for the sake of this game, it's pretty much just like anywhere that you go. So yeah, there's not really much to see. Everybody loves the mattress dealerships that are, of course, those in Kenner. And the downpour finds its way into the drainage canal. Its water level slowly rising. I'd mentioned the drainage canals, but um, yeah, since the New Orleans area is below sea level, there's always the risk of flooding at any great rainstorm. So these provide relief and like actually get pretty damn high up when it's substantially flooded. I know that canals and flooding countermeasures aren't unique to the New Orleans area, but I feel like they're a lot more visible out here. So we're gonna go back to the parking lot and go. Let's go talk to. Let's go see what's on this side lot. And a single car sits in the parking lot. A subdivision at the mall's rear is beyond the lot. Um, So here's this cool ass Ghostbusters car. And who's in the car but Keith? Who? Keith Broussard, guy I went to high school with. Where'd you go to high school? Destrehan. Destrehan's right down the street. Not so odd you see him here. Just gotta say, it doesn't matter. I was gonna say Destrehan's really not close to the mall, but for the sake of this, who cares? In an abandoned parking lot in the rain in the middle of the night? Guess I've been on this app too long. Seems fine to me. Keith? Gate. Alright, sister. Thought that was you. What's up? What are you doing? What are you doing? Working. Me too. Working a case. Starting me a little news website. What's the website? What's this website? Ain't got a name yet. Still trying to come up with something cool. Keith's News Alert or something like that. I'm just trying to report on what's really happening around here. What are you investigating? Tell me about this case you're working on, Keith. I'm trying to get to the bottom of what's going on in this mall right here. Heard they got small boys going in and out. Textbook adrenochrome harvesting facility. Guy who runs the operation looks about as much like a pervert as you could picture. Kenner John, you got it. Man, looks like a slug. I know he got his start posting in the comments section of New Orleans News and Views. He go in there saying he learned how to speak to God. Got himself some attention that way. Before you know it, the Gagla boys started following him around. Sick stuff. Guy's a sicko. And that's enough. I should keep moving, but maybe I'll come back later to see how the case is going. I like that, sister. Come pass by. Why don't see you around so often these days? Staying busy. You mind me asking you something? Just a thing I find myself wondering about. Sure. Don't mean for this to be rude, but how come you treated Blue the way you did? One of the best men I ever knew. Why would you ask that? You kept his name. Figure it couldn't have been all bad. Just something I wonder. I wonder about something else. Hey, forget I asked. I'm too busy to be thinking about that right now. Then go be busy, Kate. I don't mean to rattle you like that. All right, so Keith's an asshole, but I think he looks pretty cool. And I love having gone to high school with assholes. So we're gonna creep into a subdivision right now. And here's the standard Kenner vehicle, an SUV, not a four-door mid-size SUV, an older model, well maintained. There's this electronic device on the ground, a small plastic case device which lying in the grass. What is this thing? Had to guess I say it was a tracker. Don't know what use it is lying in the mud. All right, so we're gonna go take a look in the garage. Light pours from the partially open garage. Um, Catherine crouches and presses beneath the garage door. Sports commentary blares from a television in the far corner. She studies the space beyond the threshold. A compressor, ice chests, tackle boxes, stacks of cardboard, buckets of bolts, and welding scrap. Kitchen supplies, a butane stove, laundry baskets filled with cans of cat food, an old candle burned to its base and tipped onto the floor. Stacks of disintegrating newspaper, a microphone stand, a collection of shadeless lamps lined against the wall as if awaiting a firing squad. Situated amidst the clutter, a man in a red folding chair watches the television, his back turned away. Let's just go creep up on this guy. What are you doing? Just and steps into the garage. Wait here. And she regains her composure beyond the door. The man doesn't notice her. We're gonna watch this guy watch TV. Sports commentators analyze the touchdown. The man watches with rapt attention, his head craned. And you can keep watching him. A commercial break. A helicopter view of the Houston Astrodome. An advertisement for detergent. A silly dog spills a plate of fries and ketchup. Everyone is smiling by the end, petting the dog. So you don't get to pet the dog in Norco just yet, but somebody pets a dog in Norco. So we're gonna keep watching this guy watch TV. And the mother is old. She sits in the domestic light of her daughter's home. They hold hands. The guitar plays a hopeful song. The daughter helps the mother with her wardrobe. It cannot stop the progression of the disease. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Oh, shit. We're going to learn more about the whatever thing. But I misclicked. So the man looks back and jumps in his chair. What in the... Sorry to startle you. Man, hell in you my garage for? This is about Bruce, isn't it? Who? Bruce? That's right, Bruce. My son. You must be a journalist or something. A social worker? Probably know him as Garrett. Ever since he got himself mixed up with that internet freak, people like you been coming by, asking about him. But I keep saying the same thing. I don't talk to him. Can't even get him on the phone no more. We work together at the plant at Norco, but he goes out of his way to avoid me. Of course, he landed a computer job while I'm busting my ass for the torch all day. Won't even look his daddy in the eyes. My kid, she left, never came back. That's hard. Hard, all right. Can't focus on nothing around here. Always waiting for him to call. Even started digging through all these boxes, looking for the little stuffed monkey he's carried around as a kid. Sounds just like my daughter. Figured I could give it to him as some kind of peace offering. What would you tell him if he ever came back? Hell, I don't know. Get some sense? Guess I'd say, Bruce, you're my boy, and this here's your home. Wouldn't turn you away for nothing. That cult shit, that Garrett shit, let it go. Just come back home. That's what I say. If you see Bruce, will you tell him that? Hell, you can even record it and hang on to it until you see him. He blocked my number. I can't get a word to him. I don't have anything to record with. Then come back when you do. I repeat, I ain't got no shame left. Now go on. Get out of my garage. Looks like boy Carl from the Aqua Teens. Um, so yeah, now that we've gone to here, um, we can't interact with Keith any. Oh, I didn't even see the potato chips uh, sitting beneath the car. My boy. Um, so yeah, let's go check out the mall. Um, and I used to come here all the time as a kid. Same. I knew it fell on hard times, didn't know just how hard. All right, so um, yeah, let's take a look. No ditch man, no scum. There are like these. draped figures over here, and a model, a scale model encased in glass. The plaque at its base reads ARC. What do you think that is? Hard to say. Almost looks like an oil rig or a spaceship. So just quickly, oil rig, like you guys probably know what that is, but wanted to say that growing up as a kid, I would go to Grand Isle with my parents, as I mentioned before, and sometimes I'd go fishing, or they would make me go in the boat, and I never liked fishing as a kid, but they had to have somebody watch over me, and they wanted me to learn how to like this stuff. But throughout the Gulf of Mexico, as you'd imagine, are oil wells manned by oil rigs, and they provide a lot of offshore jobs for people within the, excuse me, basically like kind of the bayou area, all up and down the bayou, leading out to the Gulf. Um, and the thing with that is that uh, we would always go out fishing by the oil rigs, and they kind of attract their own like small ecosystem underwater, which will bring in fish. So you just tie up your boat to it and sit along the rig all day. If nobody's actually at the rig, if it's like one of the older ones, then you can probably just stay over there. But I don't know. I don't know if you can go to the bigger ones. It's probably too big for it. But looks like what they're building is a spaceship. So we're gonna watch this television. Um, some kind of recruitment video plays on the monitor above the entrance. Imagery flashes across the screen, punctuated by text. Three geometric shapes. Find all three. A name tag that reads Garrett pinned to the crayon blue shirt. Earn the badge. A tower circled by scaffolding. Find salvation in the stars. All right, so these guys are Garretts. So my friend Garrett in the chat, these are your boys. Um, and there are two teens who are speaking in whispers behind the gate. Each has a similar bowl cut, black shoes, and wears a blue collared shirt with a name tag that reads Garrett. The older of the two eyes Catherine indifferently. Yeah? Is the mall open? Been a long time since I've come by this mall. Is it still open? The two boys snicker. Not for you. We're trying to get inside. Either you gentlemen care to help us into this place? No one's going to help you. You have to help yourself. Is this how you live your life? Walking around parking lots in the rain, asking for help? More or less. It's time you take responsibility for yourself. Lift. Become strong. Get a new fit. You look like you're wearing a bag. No more soft drinks. I hate soft drinks. Then don't drink them. You need to be initiated before we can even consider letting you in. Initiated how? Humorous. How many readings have you collected? Uh, three. Bullshit. And tell me how many days the arc took to complete. 60 years. It took Noah about 60 years to build his ark. Not Noah's ark, lady. So you have no idea what's going on around here? Guilty. You need to pull yourself together. I can help you, but first you need to help yourself. How? Sad. Sad. Really sad. So listen, John's got an app, okay? You need to install it if you have any hope of making your way in here. Even once you're inside, you'll need the readings to visit the cathedral. Cathedral? The place where the divine object resides. Don't talk about that with the sieves, moron. What's the app called? What app? The one you just mentioned 2 seconds ago. To get into the mall. Oh, John's Kenner book, or no, it's Kenner John's Apocryphon. That's it. Kenner John's Apocryphon. Install that shit. Catherine pulls out her phone. Congrats. You're on your way to being less of a fuck up. How do we use the app? So what do I do with this app? It's an augmented reality viewer. You gotta find John's sculptures around town. Sculptures? Virtual sculptures. You can only see them on your phone. There's three. Find the sculptures, scan it with your phone, learn some shit. The first is in Bruce's yard. Don't make it easier for her. And Bruce is a Garrett now. Show some respect. Each one will give you a clue about the next. You're just giving the whole thing away. She will not collect them all, Garrett. No need to worry. Yeah, true. That last one's a nightmare. Listen, if you need help, go talk to friend. Ooh, just open the Apocryphon app while standing in the parking lot in front of the mall. You'll see friend. What's with the name tags? You work here or no? Both tags say Garrett. Do both have the same name? No. Yes. Look, this is like some spiritual shit. We can't just tell you about it. We did it to taunt Gooch. Dude, come on. She didn't even do the app thing yet. It's some spiritual shit. Just do the app thing and then we'll know the truth or whatever. And where are their parents? I don't know. Watching Jeopardy or some shit? You got some candy for us or something? Give me a ride to basketball practice. Glad we got this gate to protect us. Where did you say we can find friend? We know. What's that thing in the case? What's that thing in the glass case over there? That thing is our ticket to Mars. Knew it. How many people can fit in there? That's just the toy version, stupid. The real one is like 500 feet tall. 114 feet and 6 inches. I was close. Yes, Garrett. So we're gonna leave and go find friend in the parking lot. Um, this is just like friend is my favorite thing to name. If I ever play a Pokemon game, it's been a really long time. I think just like naming all of your Pokemon friend is the best. So what we're gonna do is pull up Kenner John's Apocryphon and talk to friend right now. Um, we need his help. Garrett said to speak to you. We don't know where to find the first sculpture. The first reading of John, not far, in a yard. What are you? I am friend. Uh, so we're just gonna leave. It's in this guy's front yard. So we're gonna go to the side lot and to a subdivision, and move the phone over here. First reading from the Apocryphon of Kenner John. Earlier, she spent inside on TV on Dad blaring the game, says he keeps Christ in his heart, but it's a lie. Kenner is the only place on earth, nowhere to go, no one to hang out with. Your flesh is alien, the house is a prison. Only escape is through fiber lines. Someone in the forum's posts a flyer for a show. Somewhere to meet people, something to do, whatever. You borrow your dad's car and go. Step into Saint Somewheres and you immediately know. These aren't your people, guy. You make a few jokes. Someone calls you a Nazi. You throw the first punch. Things spiral out of control. You're outside bleeding, pushing someone's face to a trash can full of Go Cups and beer bottles. The scum are screaming at you to stop, but you don't. Just quick note here, you guys can probably guess, but Go Cups are like taking drinks to go is really normal in the New Orleans area. If you go to a bar, you can ask for whatever drink you want to go. So they're just like cheap plastic cups, like you know what those are. Um, so coming to New Orleans, we can drink in the streets as long as it's in a plastic cup. Um, Someone knocks you over the head with a floor jack. You fall to the ground. They think you're dead. You're unconscious for 11 days. You wake up with a slouch mouth on your left side, determined to ruin everyone's life. You watch the forums closer now. You call the cops on the next show, and the next show, and the next show. You get the place shut down for a while. You didn't let up. Good job. Fuck the scum. So, um, yeah, I don't really know what to say necessarily about that, but I've posted basically my entire life on forums. And the way that I actually started going to shows in the New Orleans area was posting on the NO Punks forum. It was a thing run by this guy Brett, and he wanted to unite all of the punks and the skins and the ska kids in the scene under one banner of being online. So I found it just kind of like being on the computer all the time, and Started going to shows thanks to that. Luckily, there weren't any kind of like, well, of course there was forum drama. I don't remember anything about that, but there weren't any guys like calling cops on shows or like fucking things up through the forums. Anyway, um, we're gonna head to the Saint, not Saint Elsewhere, Saint Somewheres. Um, so here we are. Um, so this is modeled after, I think. Let me see if I can actually pull up my browser for this. But um, in New Orleans, one of the venues that I used to go see a lot of shows at was called the HiHo Lounge. And it looked a lot like this. Let me add my freaking browser to this. And we'll see a picture of the HiHo Lounge. Um, and there's a lot of places that look like this. Oh yeah, yeah. So it could be a bunch of them. All right, here we are. So HiHo Lounge. Um, yeah. So looks kind of like this. I used to go to it when it didn't have all of this ridiculous graffiti, but it was like where you'd go to catch a punk show. Um, so yeah, back here, little club, smelly and nasty back in the day, but it became a little bit more bougie as the years went on, um, just as everything does. So um, yeah, it's kind of like that. But we're gonna go check out Saint Somewheres. Looking at the sign, once a modest neighborhood bar has moved through a succession of subcultural clientele over the past decade. First came the squatters, who took up residence in nearby homes damaged by hurricanes or simple neglect. The squatters attracted the punks brought the hipsters, and so on. And now exists in a subcultural estuary, only one change of ownership away from becoming an upscale wine bar. So I want to draw attention to the phrasing of a cultural estuary. And an estuary is um, a region that exists between states, essentially for water bodies of water. So there's the wetlands estuary between the Mississippi River, at the mouth of the Mississippi River, and the Gulf of Mexico. And it's a vibrant but fragile ecosystem that is like brackish water. And it's kind of like it brings a lot from the north down the Mississippi River, really rich soil, and it just deposits right there. So the use of the phrase subcultural estuary is pretty interesting because like there's just like the contributions of the past combined into what actually became of the Hi-Ho Lounge, yeah, or Saint Somewheres. And yeah, this is the fate that a lot of places go through is changing of ownerships, changing of vibes, changing of scenes. Um, the Hi-Ho I went to in like 2005 and a couple of years, and then I went to a lot of punk and ska shows. I remember seeing some skinheads jump somebody that talked shit or something, and it was an awful time. They were pretty awful people. Not all skinheads are, but as time went on, more shows, just like it was like a variety of shows came there, and it became a little bit more associated with what we're seeing over here of a bounce night. So what you can kind of hear in the background here is just like what is bounce music. And we'll talk to the door guy over here and kind of like look at him and while he's looking at cooking recipes on his phone, he mentions that they are having a bounce night. So no cover tonight. Just checking IDs. Um, what's happening tonight? It's bounce night. Bounce night? Yeah. Crowd seems. Catherine glances around and then to Dallas. Different than I'd expect. What you looking at me for? Just, don't you agree? What? Bunch of white kids shaking their ass to bounce, so I'm supposed to give a shit? I didn't mean anything by it. All I listen to is Christmas music. Christmas music. That's it. That's the only thing I listen to. Seriously? Oh, don't even start. Over here having bounce night for a bunch of white kids. So now it's a problem all of a sudden because all you listen to is Christmas music? Yeah, now it's a problem. That's right. Where you from, Stinky? Minneapolis. Enough said. Christmas music. Just kind of creepy, that's all you listen to. Creepy? I'm gonna listen to you about what's creepy? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Boys, Christmas music is cozy. Helps me relax. That's cool, man. That's fine. Goddamn. Yeah, I wanted to talk about bounce. But when I was growing up, I don't know, like basically until I was probably well into my 20s, did I know what bounce was. I just thought it was rap music. It would be what you would hear on Q93, a local rap station. It had been around like since the early 90s, and I'm sure like you can learn about it as a on Wikipedia, but it did originate in the New Orleans area. Um, it's based around a specific beat that you'll constantly hear coming from a sample in this song, Drag Rap, and they call it the Trigger Man beat. Um, and it's just like a can't do it a good justice, but you can actually kind of hear it in the background in this song. Um, but this is what twerking comes from, which was like a big hit in the early 2010s. Um, and it's the concept of twerking is a lot different over here, I feel, than it is throughout the rest of the nation. Like it is inherently kind of sexual, but it's just like a unifying thing. Like, you know, everybody shakes their ass. It's how it feels. I don't. It feels a lot more common and more accepting here, rather than like being something to ogle or just like stare at somebody shaking their ass. It's more of a participatory ass shaking thing. Um, so many of the artists are like black women or black trans women, or obviously black women, same thing. But it has a very huge part of the like it's very present in the queer community here, and I think that it's a just a really interesting kind of like I don't know enough about it, but it is like a big part of New Orleans music, one of the larger kind of like cultural musical exports of the past 50 years is bounce music specifically. Um, so I'm not an expert on it. I just know that it exists. I think it's cool. Um, but one thing that I found is that a lot of transplants that move to New Orleans are obsessed with it. A lot of it because of the participatory and like welcoming aspect of it, which I think is pretty cool. But I do remember one time my friend David was DJing some kind of like post parade party for a midsummer Mardi Gras at our favorite bar, Carlton Station, and somebody was asking like, play some like I don't know, Sissy Nobi or something like that, and I was like, yeah, I don't really have that, and this girl got like really pissed off at him. I mean, he had like a set kind of like just floor fillers that he knew from like 80s and 90s music. And look, there dips my sorry. Um, but yeah, this one from downtown was like upset that he dared to exist in New Orleans and not play bounce music. So it's a big cultural touchstone for a lot of people that are from here, but more so people that aren't from here or that weren't born and raised here, um, people in their 20s and 30s. So, yeah, it's kind of like what you saw in the dialogue right there. Lots of white kids at the bounce night, and it's it's what you see over there. And now we're looking for a sculpture. And you talking about the douche whose little gang keeps calling the cops on me? Presumably, yes. You don't look like one of those mall Nazis. What's this about? Uh, I'm a Garrett. The man slips a smile that sits oddly on his face. Right, of course you are. Anyhow, here's what I know. They've got some game they play on their phone. They stick those devices around town like Easter eggs. They find the device to scan them with their phone, something like that. Not sure of the details. We hid one right outside the bar, so we had the little mall Nazis coming by every night to find it. But then the last night, Ditch Man came and grabbed it. Ditch Man? Who's Ditch Man? He lives over by the mall. He's usually hanging around the ditches feeding the ducks. I don't know the guy, but Bell vouched for him, so he must be alright. Sounds like we're headed back to the mall. Uh, why does John's gang call the cops on you? I don't know. They try to get every show I book shut down. Maybe because they have nothing better to do. Why does Stitch Man come around here? If this Stitch Man lives out the way out in Kenner, what's he coming around here for? He buys stuff off Bell. What kind of stuff? The man glances down at Catherine's shoes. Why do you care? I'm just looking for a way into the mall. I'll say this. Ditch Man gets stuff from here. He takes it to the mall. I think he's selling it to those little Nazis. All right, so um, we're gonna see our new friend over here, the Dumpy Dog Guys. Um, so I'm actually not gonna go through this, but if you do play through the game, uh, if you got a strong fortitude, I'd say listen to the Dumpy Dog Guys story. Um, I can't give anything additional here except that it takes place not far away from where the excuse me, um, from where the bar actually is, and he's not really feeling too good. That hot dog finally catch up to you. This past couple hours has been the worst experience of my life. Why'd you let me eat that thing? They seem fresh to me. They're a little gray, but otherwise they seem fine. Yeah, that's what I thought too. After you left, my stomach started screaming. You know how hard it is to find a bathroom in the French Quarter? But you found one. That's good. No, I didn't find one. That's enough. Well, this was fun. I better keep moving. Take care of yourself. Yeah, so you can learn about what happened to that guy when you down at NORCO. So there's a bunch of kids sitting, smoking cigarettes, gossiping. The music spilling from inside drowns out all but the vaguest details. A love triangle, too much whiskey. Someone kicked in the wall in a fit of rage. Um, so, yeah, that's about all you can do. Um, we're gonna go back to Kenner. So, yeah, this is, as you'd guess, like pretty dang far away from where that is. So, going back to the Promenade Model. All right. So said to look for Ditch Man, and he's not here, but there is this device that we want to look at. Okay. Second reading from the Apocryphon of Kenner John. Leave the hospital and discover faith, that immaterial essence. Pray, Garrett. Pray in the closet during the football games. Post prayers in the show forums just to fuck with the scum. That's how the Garretts find you. One's named Garrett, so they're all named Garrett. Some kind of joke. Doesn't matter. You're Garrett too. 25 Garretts in all. Garrett worked in the basement below the council chambers. Said they had a closet full of old computers. Garrett plugged one in, used it as a server. That's how Garrett hosted sermons in the sky. He projected videos of a guy he found online. Said he grew up in Kenner just like Garrett. Garrett began watching him too and told the other Garretts to subscribe. Soon all the Garretts were watching Kenner John. John summoned the flock to the ziggurat of Promenade Mall and taught them about Christ's hidden nature and other secrets of faith. He spoke of things on the server beneath the council chambers as he did above the concrete in the New Orleans sky. There he is. Well, what do you think about Johnny? Don't you just hate him? A real fuck, isn't he? Uh, can I help you? Catherine, dear, it is I who will be helping you on this night. I knew you would come to see me, waiting in the ditches. Waiting! No trouble there, child. Happy to do it. You need access to the mall? Here I am. Delighted to assist. The man eyes the ring hanging from Catherine's neck. And you even wear the stone of the Magdalene, just as she herself wore it. You are the image of her beauty. You, why are you here? We were neighbors once upon a time. Don't you remember? I've only come to help, as neighbors do. Catherine shakes her head. What is this? It is my responsibility to guide you and to watch over the children. I've been to see Kay. She is well. Excuse me? Can you tell me what this is about? It's about a boat that can get you into the mall. The Garretts, they favor me over John, that little shrimp, that little sad boy. I'll be a guide into the mall, the sanctum of the Garretts. I, Catherine turns to Dallas. This man, I think he's been following me. To help you, to help you. I've always watched over you. But Blue, a good man, they say. An asshole. He wouldn't let your papa leave you. Well, here I am. I came to tell you. You needn't worry about Kay. Keep a name out of your mouth. Because she'll be home, perhaps too late for you. Dying, they say, from becoming to being the police officer, per se. Where did you see my daughter? Walking through California like a Bulgari. Her robes frayed. Splendid, divine, a child of Christ. No, not getting in a ditch with this guy. Fuck no. There's no one else in this place to help you. Do you see anyone else? Anyone who will help? I don't want your help. Don't want to be anywhere near you. Stay away from me and my family. Are we clear? I have all the time in the world, Catherine, but you, dear, you do not. I'm not here to frighten you, to harm you. Quite the opposite. Without my help, there would be no getting into this mall. Pages of virtue of your papa. I'm your only way in. Dallas leads Catherine from the canal. Let's go find his last sculpture. We don't need his help. I know him. The old man smiles and gives an enthusiastic wave as Dallas glances back towards the ditch. Sounds like a stalker. I just don't know. Seems like this parking lot is full of strange men who know your name. Am I missing something here? What? You think I invited them? I don't know. Maybe. I'm just as confused as you are. Alright, so finish up this reading of Ken or John. We're gonna skip through a bit. Garrett began watching it too, and all the other Garretts to subscribe. Soon all the Garretts were watching Ken or John. John summoned his flock to the ziggurat of Promenade Mall and taught them about Christ's hidden nature and other secrets of faith. He spoke of those things on the server beneath the council chambers as he did above the concrete in New Orleans sky. Okay, so we're gonna have to head back to the council chambers, which is downtown. Nothing's really changed over here, but under the overpass, there's now a sleepless person um, with an exhausted expression sitting on a bucket with a forgotten cigarette burning in her fingers. Um, are you one of these nerds that comes around here to play with puppets? I'm not. No, not my scene. Good. We're back here trying to live a quiet life. These people with their haircuts, they come around here playing with puppets, making a big production. Then the cops show up and give us a hard time. I got chased away from my last spot. I'm not trying to deal with that again. Where's your last spot? Where were you before you ended up here? The mall encounter. I was one of the first after they condemned the building. A man lived in the closet. He was strange, but he kept to himself. No one bothered me in that place until the boys showed up. They chased us out, threatened to report us. Little bastards. That guy John, their leader, he should die. I hope the closet man lives up to his word and kills him. Alright, so she knows Ken and John. So we're gonna go, oh, wrong way, to the city hall. Um, Welcome to New Orleans City Hall. No council sessions this evening. The building's closed. The guards sent us. The guard looks Dallas up and down. Nah, we're here because of Ken or John. I've let a lot of people pass through in the evenings, wanting to take a picture from the roof or whatever the hell. None of them look like you two. Following my gut here. Does the city know about this? So the city just lets these guards come in and out after hours? I do what I'm told. You look for a reason, go somewhere else. We're serious. We're training to become guards. Why? To earn Ken or John's favor. We want Ken or John to notice us. You ever watch any of that man's videos? Guy's lost a few marbles along the way. They make sense to me. The guard shakes his head. This whole city lost its mind. Listen, there's some funny stuff that happens in the building at night. If you think you can just walk up to the roof, it's not like that. And be careful getting around. One of the generators went dead. The elevator is out, and so are the stairwell lights. Catherine enters the building. So, yeah, this is a pretty cool layout here. But ahead is an elevator corridor with a stairwell. A long unmarked hallway extends to her left. The exit is at her back. Um, so we're gonna go down the hallway, and the door is shut at the council chamber. Let's try it anyway. Yeah. So go back to the lobby. Um, all right. So we can't go in the elevator. We're just gonna go down the stairwell. Um, we're gonna go down. A fading fluorescent bulb strobes in the hallway to her left. The stairwell is at her back. Go left. Catherine turns the corner and immediately meets the stare of a man squatted on the ground in the stuttering light of the hallway. Mm, speak. I wouldn't stick around too long. Why? What's that supposed to mean? The man's demeanor remains unchanged. He removes a receipt from his shirt pocket with a note scribbled on the back. He begins to read. On the seventh floor is a planner, but if you don't listen closely to the following, you'll hide. In the darkness are hands you must shake. Do so in the order I say. Any missteps in the elevator will clear the mistake. The first number in our sequence is the floor above the council chambers, third most distant from the sky. There are 11 floors should one count the basement. Our second number is that which makes an even divide. And the third is just above it, fifth from the sky. He hands a receipt to Catherine. If you need help, friend is outside the building. Open the app and he'll be there. Good luck. What? Where are you going with this? I'm lost. Like I said, I can't help you. If you need help, then go outside, open the app, and talk to friend. Yeah, I'm a pro gamer. I'm not going to do that. We're going to go upstairs. Um, we're going to go up to the next floor and feel around. Catherine gropes in the sightless dark. She feels the distinct touch of another's hand. Startled, she gasps, withdrawing her own. What is it? Someone is in here. Dallas speaks into the darkness. Hello? The stairwell is silent, but for the decaying echo of his voice. I'm going to reach out our hand. Catherine reaches her hand towards the dark, and an unseen hand grasps firmly and shakes. Who's there? Silence. All right, so we're going to go up to the fifth floor. Um, yeah, I already did this stuff. And now that we're on the fifth floor, we're going to reach out and shake a hand. And we're going to do One more. And it begins to pull Catherine slowly toward the floor. She grabs Dallas, attempting to resist. Catherine? It's... The hand jerks her violently to the floor. Dallas attempts to intercept the figure in the dark, but only meets the wall. Hey! He slaps the wall. Tell me who the fuck is there? His echo trails off into the extremities of the stairwell. As Catherine looks up from the ground, a light switches on high above them. Dallas, help me up, please. Dallas recovers Catherine from the floor, and she hangs her arm over his shoulder. You're not in any kind of condition to be doing this shit. I know it. I see a light. She gestures weakly. Up there. I'll carry you. No, it's fine. Let's just go find this planner. Get to the roof. Whatever it takes to be done here. Alright, so you go up one more. And we're gonna enter the doorway and meet the planner. Catherine steps into the warm lamplight glow of the seventh floor office overlooking Duncan Plaza. A man sits at a desk facing the window. He looks back at Catherine, looks away. Office is closed. Working late? The planner looks at Catherine over his slouched shoulder. No later than usual. Sorry to bother you. I don't mean to intrude. The planner nods and says nothing. I'm trying to get to the roof. I was hoping I could get access to the roof. The planner turns in his chair. I see. Any chance you could help? You don't look like the other ones. I'll say that. Excuse me? Where's your shirt? Hmm? The planner dismisses Catherine with a hand wave and points toward a coat rack near the door. Keycard's hanging on the rack. He returns to his original posture facing the window. Catherine grabs the keycard. Leave. Yeah, I think I fucked that up because there was something that I was able to get out of him before, but I'm sorry. It mentions something about bulldozing the projects, and I wanted to talk about public housing in the city, referred to as the projects, as you know. Um, so it used to be that there were a lot of public housing projects within the area, and like a lot of people like within the New Orleans rap scene were like repped there. Like that's most of my associated with it. Like Juvenile has a tattoo that says Nolia Boy because he grew up in the Magnolia housing projects. Most of these were bulldozed to make way for mixed income housing, and it's currently what occupies those. There are a lot of like townhomes that exist there and kind of like subdivisions that are really heavily paved. If you watch Down by Law, the 1984, I think, Jim Jarmusch movie set in New Orleans, the intro of it shows like Jim Jarmusch driving and panning his camera along, and he passes through some projects. There's still some remnants of the buildings along Earhart Boulevard, I believe, but for like they're abandoned. So yeah, I'm talking about something that we didn't even encounter from this guy because I fucked up with the dialogue choice. Um, but yeah, we're gonna I guess like go up to the roof now. Um, so keep climbing. Um, this is killing me. An exit sign casts an obscure red glow over the area. Ahead is a steel bar with panic doors. Mounted to the wall beside is a magnetic card reader. This must lead to the roof. So we're going to try the door. Um, and we're going to exit to the roof. So Catherine steps through the door into the cool winter air above City Hall. I need to sit for a moment. Of course. Dallas gestures to a nearby air conditioning unit. Let's sit. Alright. So, I love this. So I kind of want to talk about one of the things that I really love about New Orleans. Um, it's for how it's presented as like party capital. People come here to get really fucked up, and that's not what I really like about it. Earlier, I had mentioned Jim Jarmusch's Down by Law, and this movie depicts what I think is the most beautiful thing in New Orleans. It's also captured in this scene. I didn't write any notes about this, this is totally off the cuff, but um, when New Orleans gets quiet and dark and lonely is what I like the most about the city. Kind of like the quiet moments that you have to yourself. Um, I can't think of anything else like it. It sounds kind of hokey, but I believe that it's still kind of got a spirit with itself that is present within the buildings and within the streets that you can just really feel in the quiet of night. There's a scene in Down by Law where Tom Waits is sitting on a corner. I think I actually have an idea of where it is uptown, but he's just like sitting quietly by himself. Nobody's around. He had been kicked out of his apartment that he was sharing with his girlfriend, and all of his shit is on the street. And he's just sitting on the corner smoking a cigarette. And I think that that best captures like the beauty that I see and feel in New Orleans. And a lot of that, as I said, is really present in this scene. You can see the dark sky and a lot of the colors. You can see things just kind of like pulsing along the interstate. Um, so another just link back to this when I first saw Yutz's art for this game and things that maybe not have necessarily made it into this game, but kind of like studies of geography and regional things with pixel art. It does capture a lot of the, I guess, like silent, uh, quiet, lonely, but in a kind of like sweet way uh, of the South. So, yeah, just come to New Orleans if you want. I'd love to show you these kind of things, but don't come to party, come to chill. Because if you want to party with me, I'm getting too old for this. Run around like this on my 49th birthday. What a life. Birthday? Today's your birthday? Today is my birthday. At least it's memorable. No question there. You all right? I'm fine. Just need to breathe for a minute. That was strange. Can never be normal. It's super. Always gotta be some shit like that. So why keep doing it? I don't know. Dal slips his hand in resignation. There's not much else really. Not anymore. What would you rather be doing? What would you do if you could? What I'd like to do? I'd be home with my daughter and my grandchild. Where's home? Holly Grove, right near the canal. They started staying with me a few months back. They liven up the place. Kids do that. You got any? A son and a daughter, 2 years apart. Still at home. My younger one, I can't get him out the house. But my daughter, she doesn't want anything to do with me. Thought maybe when I was diagnosed she'd come around, but she never did. Catherine looks towards the westbound traffic. No, she never did. Hurts to be dropped like that. Sometimes it hurts worse the more time pass. I just know I won't see her before I die. And that it does. And that it does. It does hurt. It hurts. And then you die. The two of them laugh. It's not all bad. Just hope there's something on the other side. There is. I know there is. The ones I heard left behind, I'll see them there. I get to apologize. Amen. But let me ask you the same question you asked me. I keep doing this. Not a lot of runners our age. Long story. This is my first time on the app, but things have been interesting for a while now. I tried to have a straight job once upon a time, but that didn't last too long. Yeah, why not? Let's just say I lied on my resume. Everyone you meet has a story like that in this line of work. Nothing special about me then. I wouldn't say that. The old man in the disc thinks you're special. Let him think it. So you figure this last sculpture is around here somewhere? It says something about it being in the sky. So, um, yeah, we're gonna take a look up at the actually upriver. Distant traffic lies across the Mississippi River along the Crescent City Connection. Crescent City Connection is a bridge that goes from New Orleans proper to the West Bank and Algiers, which is the West Bank area of New Orleans, and then like Marrero and all these other places that are in Jefferson Parish. Anyway, connects you to the Crescent City from the West Bank. We're gonna look up. Oh yeah, this is a Superdome. Silly Jimmy Superdome. They changed it again. What was it before? Pearl Dish Soap Superdome, Handsome Burger Superdome. I don't know. I lost track. So the Superdome, quick history. Huge ass building that the super, excuse me, huge ass sports arena that the New Orleans Saints play in. Sometime in the 2000s, it was renamed the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. It may have been that. Actually, I don't fucking know. I don't care about that necessarily, but the thing is that it changed its name from just straight up the Superdome to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And within the past year, maybe 2 years, it changed over to the Caesar's Palace Superdome. So throughout the country, every sports arena has that kind of branding. And here we are, no longer just a Superdome. Now it's Silly Jimmy's Superdome. All right, we're gonna take a look up, and so I guess we can pull out our computer, excuse me, the Kenner John's Apocryphon, and see if there is a shining star, which is right here. Third reading from the Apocryphon of Kenner John. New Orleans is a pit, and Garrett's stuck in it. New Orleans is the lowest world. A messenger visits John, tells him about the early faithful now living in the cavities of the Martian moons. Tells him there's a way to commune with them through the Adamic language of angels and spellcasters and others who know God's mind. There's a fluid that John must imbibe. It's in an egg that floats in the sky. John is blessed with a plan to escape the low world's reach. The Garretts must build a spacefaring ark, a vessel with which to leave this earth. Having imbibed the chrism, John may ascend beyond the distortion of the low world and listen for the twilight language. Two Garretts work together at Stennis. John appoints them to oversee the task. They soon find other engineers sympathetic to their plan. Just very quickly, Stennis Space Center is near the Mississippi border. It's a NASA rocket testing facility. This is basically where my parents live. Um, so that's the Stennis, I guess. The Garretts labor for 884 days, and in that time, the ark is complete. All that remains is the egg which holds the chrism to know God's mind. So is that it? We found all three. Let's go ask the kids at the mall. All right, so let's take a look. Oh, I have to go out of here first. Let's see if the guy's still in the window. Okay, so I actually don't know. I haven't tried to see if there was anything going on in the French Quarter that was any different. Um, so Flannel Ass is not here anymore. Neither are the Gutter Punks or the Tour, but our boy Santa is. How about it? $1 for some Christmas cheer? I just let go of my last dollar. What? That dollar was for me. All right, let's see if we can go in the Curious Duck and if she'll still hate us. Dallas, Rosie, is Crouton doing all right? Yeah. So things are still the same in here. We're gonna hitch a ride Um, I haven't gone to the Holly Grove thing, so let's see. Well, we'll freewheel this. Um, Car flooded last summer when the pumping station went down. It wasn't a transmission. City said they sent me a check. Still waiting on it. Been borrowing my daughter's car in the meantime. So, love this house. Where's my daddy's? But I'll be damned if it ain't a curse. Every time I get a little money in the bank, the place floods again. So, yeah, cool. Okay. Ah, this is so cool. Yeah, again, I haven't seen this scene, so we're all gonna get to experience this with fresh eyes. Um, Austin, look at my grandchild. Always playing games. I don't mind as long as he keeps the grades up. Pizza? Y'all save me any pizza? Austin tore through 2 boxes and he's still hungry. I'll pick something up when I knock off. It'll be morning by then. Then I'll bring bagels. Christmas tree? A little early for a tree, isn't it? Never too early for Christmas. I love Christmas. What they're watching on TV. Oh, you got the TV muted, buddy. Mom's studying. See? Martha grins wide. Kid of the year. Present. That wasn't there this morning. It's the birthday boy. How is it over here, kiddo? Fine. Homework. Austin's sick. You sick, Austin? Yes, sir. Why all this, sir? His dad makes him say that now. What's he know about manners? So it's bad then that he wants to teach my child respect? Dallas waves away the comment. I'm not sir, all right, Austin. I'm your pops. Yes, sir. Knew you were going to say that. We got you a little something for your birthday. It's under the tree. Oh, come on. I told you. It's small. Trust me. Well, let me go see what it is. Would you look at this? A new tie. My castle. How you like it? Dallas's tie is so sick. All right. Well, what do you think? Austin picked it out. Austin, I love it, buddy. Mom said you need a new tie. We got it at the dollar store. Pops doesn't need to know that, Austin. Oh, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. This is the best tie I've ever seen. Your pops can't wait to show it off. Love you, little man. Love you, pops. Now that's music to my ears. Austin been playing games since he could talk. All right. Yeah, this is a good bit of levity for this game. Um, we get a lot of that, but uh, another thing that I really love about it. So we're gonna call it rideshare again, um, and we're going to the mall. So we got a text message from SuperDuck saying that they'll send an advance to the wallet in order for us to complete the message mission, but to not waste their time. So we're up to 44 bucks from 24. We're gonna go talk to Papa now. Say the word, dear Catherine. I am your only way into this mall. All right, let's fucking go in the mall. Oh yeah, we don't know that. So we come to the mall entrance, and the boys are not here. Where did they go? Those two little shits. Where did they go? Hell, why did we just waste that time? We have to get in here. Only one option comes to mind. The creep in the ditch? Afraid so. This night, I hate it. Alright, so we're here, and here's Papa. We We need your boat. Oh, his face is pure glee. How wonderful. A boat ride into John's fucking skull. We'll live inside it. Calm down. Keep your distance. Lower your voice. We need the boat, not you. The mall. John's skull. John's skull. The boat is just a little further down the canal. Canal. Let us go and visit the sanctum of the Garrets. So I got the key, and you see I have one viewer right now, um, and it's very close to 9 o'clock, and good point to leave it off. Um, I really appreciate everybody coming to this and people that have been watching the streams. It's choppy and fishy. Um, good to see you guys. Uh, so I'm gonna save and continue this. I was hoping I would be able to finish Kay's story for this segment, um, but we'll try it next week. I think that there's a lot of really interesting stuff that happens in this. It's not very long, but hopefully I can do it in the next segment of the game next week. So saving to slot one. Uh, um, so yeah, we're back here. We beat up the robots. We're in the present time. Went to the Holly Grove, and yeah. So again, thanks for watching. I'm gonna close the game, but um, yeah, not much else to say. It's always fun to talk about New Orleans and the River Parishes region. I've had like this game has brought me a lot of joy so far, and I hope that everybody goes through and plays it. There's stuff that I'm intentionally leaving out for people to just enjoy, but where we at right now, uh, yeah, good ending point. I'm gonna finish off this Modern Lovers beer and go say hello to my beautiful girlfriend. I hope that the okonomiyaki that you guys are making is great. Um, Save some bonito flakes for your boy, and yeah, have a good evening. Take care.